Hello, my friends. Welcome to another video of Messages of Love from Above. I'm your brother Zen, and I'm so grateful you're here today. I just felt guided to pull some cards and get some guidance on what is stressing me out. That's going to be the message for everyone that's going to be coming in here. I'm going to do a 3-card pick a card reading, so you have a choice of 3. Choice number 1 is going to be this Angelite stone. You really can't see, it's just a beautiful bluish stone. Of course, you have the white quartz heart. That'll be number 2. And then number 3 is the angel in a bubble. So you can go ahead and choose 1, 2, or 3. There'll be timestamps for 2 and 3 in the description box below, and I'll go ahead and start with number 1. All right, if you chose reading number 1, the blue Angelite stone here, then this is the reading for you. I'm going to put that over there. And so we're asking the Creator and our spirit guides and our angels and all our loved ones on the other side, all those beings of unconditional love. Thank you first for your unconditional love and for being here with us. We thank you for all the clear messages you'll bring. And we're going to ask today, what is stressing me out? What is stressing you out? So we'll get some guidance here. I'm going to pull from this oracle deck that I'm currently co-creating with the Creator. Oh, there we go. So we'll start off with this and we'll dig a little deeper. All right, so this is the conditional love laws here. And so what this is like the long list of things that has to be completed and done in order for us to feel lovable, acceptable, worthy. And we're taught this, from when we're very young, just through all our conditioning. That's why they're conditional love laws. And of course, this is a cause of most of our stress in the world because you can't control everyone else. And so we try to control everyone else to try to make sure all these things on this list are met. And of course, we can't do all that. So that always ends up in disappointment and, of course, stress, because we fear, what does it mean if all these things don't come true? And what if I can't make these things happen? And that's what's wonderful about this life, is that that is our adventure. And I love on the bottom here, it's what the Creator gives us as a way to transform these emotions of fear into unconditional love, peace, and joy. And that is realizing our life is our own adventure map. We are the ones that really get to decide what everything means about us. Yeah, we have all these opinions of the external world that try to tell us how things should be and need to be, supposed to be, all those things. And yeah, we can replace all that with could, right? Yeah, I could do that, but I don't have to, because I'm the one in charge of my own map. Other people, everyone has their own adventure, so I can stop trying to control everyone with my list of what they should do, and let go of the list of what I should do, and I can just be, and I can just go on this adventure. I love that this is a number 10 as well, because what that is like new beginnings. It's endings and new beginnings, so it's time for a new beginning. I love that. I'm going to go ahead and put that over here for now. Next, I'm going to get some more detailed information on here by going into the contrast stack of this deck. And since that was a -10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So if a card doesn't make itself known, I'll take 1 from the bottom of the deck here. All right, what additional information would you like us to have about what is stressing us out for stack number 1, or reading number 1? The Angelite stone. All right. So I'll take 1 from the bottom here, and this will be it. No, all right, perfect. And I love this. This just goes right in line with this card here. So this is the spice cake mantra. And what this is a mantra that came to me over time, which just reiterates how the external things are not necessary to define who we are. Yes, we're taught, to look outside of ourselves to define us, but what this says is, I am my own spice cake. The frosting on top of the spice cake, which is the love of my friends and family. That is the frosting on top of the spice cake. My accomplishments in life are the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And my intimate relationships are the whipped topping on top of the cherry on top of the frosting on top of the spice cake. And if for some reason I don't have the whipped topping or the cherry or the frosting, even without all that, I would still be one awesome frickin' spice cake. So the design of this mantra is to turn me back inward to see what is true and who I really am, and that I alone, why all these hearts are on here, the unconditional love of the creator of all things, that is who I am. That is the foundation of my worth. When we define ourselves by these external things, those are all unstable. People change or pass away. Situations never stay the same. And of course, material things break, deteriorate, or are stolen. So all those things are unstable. So we feel unstable and we feel stressed. But when we come back to that unconditional love that lives within us, then we feel stable. So conditional, unconditional. And I love it. This is the 0. This is like the full card, kind of in other tarot decks, but it's in the middle, because that's where all the fear comes to a head, and then we begin to move from negative numbers into the positive, which is where we're going to go next, with looking at what tools of light can help us transform these stressful emotions into that peace and unconditional love and joy and laughter. And since that's a 0, we're just going to see what card pops out here for us, because there's nothing to choose when there's a 0, right? All right, let's see. What additional information do you have for us, Creator? Whoa, I'm going to take this one. And this one is the power of now. And what I love about this card, we'll kind of see, try not to have a glare in here, but so these are the sands of the future, these are the sands of the past that already have fallen, but the only ones that are highlighted are the current sands that are falling, so that's the now. And so with the power of now, it's returning back to the current moment and not being drawn into the future, trying to have your life fulfilled, because we'll be drawn into the future saying, when that happens, I'll be happy, or I'll get sucked into the past and go, well, when those things happen, that's what that means about me. But that's what I love about this little adventure map it talks about in here, is that I get to determine what the past means about me. I get to determine about anything that happens in the future, what it means about me. So I get to choose what it all means. And when I base my foundation, again, on the unconditional love of the creator of all things that has it for me, unconditional, nothing I do can take it away, because there's no condition for it. I also can't gain any additional unconditional love from the creator, because I have it all already. There's nothing more to get. And so that brings us into the moment. There's no judgment of the past of my worth. There's no fear of the future that I'm going to mess things up. I get to come back to this moment and be here now with the creator. So I love that. And that's a 14, so 4 plus 1 is 5. So we'll go on to the next stack here, which will tell us kind of what celestial planets are taking us on our lesson right now, and just kind of understanding where we're at. So we'll see here, what additional information do you want to bring us about what planetary influences, like what planet is being our teacher during this time? Okay, since that's a 5, if I don't have a card pop out here, yep, I'll take 5 from the top, since we're in positive numbers now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be number 5. Makes sense. So the planet Venus right now is the one that's kind of taking you through being your teacher for this, which is about how you love. It's your, like it says here, your love style, your relationships, what you see as beautiful and beauty, your finances, like your worth, and that. And so if you're a Taurus or a Libra, Venus does rule those zodiac signs. So that is, a indicator for you that this is especially for you. Or if there's a Taurus or Libra involved right now that's kind of helping you through this, just know that they're a mirror and they're part, like the teacher's aid. Venus is the planet that's helping you, but the Taurus and Libra individuals, those earthling actors, are there as aids to help you be mirrors for you to see things about yourself. So what I love with this too is if you know where Venus is in your chart, I encourage you to go look into what that house means with Venus being in that specific house. If you don't know where it is, I'm going to put a link down below. Astro.com is a great place where you can get a free birth chart, and it'll tell you what house your Venus is in. So I really encourage you to do that for additional information if you'd like that. All right, so I'll put that right there. And then next, we're going to look at what chakra, out of your 7 chakras, which one you can focus on to help you also transform this. And since that was a 24, that's 2 + 4 is 6. So I'll take 6 from the top unless a card jumps out and demands to be seen. Let's see. So what chakra would you like us to focus on to help us transform that? Okay, so we'll do 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be number 6. Again, this makes sense. This is the navel sacral chakra, and you can see up here it has to do with, that's the orange chakra is the one that has to do with relationships. So not like the one below this, the root chakra, is how we as an individual deal with the tribe, all the they out there, but this is the next step up, which is us one-on-one with others. So, when it comes to love, a lot of our mirrors and a lot of our lessons are more one-on-one with that. So you can see it talks about feeling your emotional desires, flowing through them, tears of loss and tears of joy. What this is where the root chakra is like the Red Bull, where you see your emotions and act. The navel sacral chakra is more like a sunset or a sunrise. We're standing, in a distance, seeing our emotions. So we start to realize that I'm not just my emotions, and I'm not at the beck and call of my, reactions. I get to look and see that, oh, those are my emotions, but that's separate from me, and I can, choose my emotions. So it really becomes where you get to see where you are. So if you focus on balancing your sacral chakra, so if you wear orange or drink orange drinks and eat orange foods like, carrots and oranges, there's also a meditation that I have listed on here, which is I am unconditional love. And what that, and I'll put links for these meditations down in the description box below, but there's this 4-part meditation which starts off that I am unconditionally loved by the creator of all things, so we align and have that love flowing down into us. Then the second part is we have all that love flowing into us so much that we realize that I am actually made of unconditional love. I am unconditional love. And then you just fill up, and then that love starts to overflow out to the world, which becomes I unconditionally love the world. And then in that space, you feel this wave of unconditional love coming back to you from the world, and you realize that like you are unconditional love, the world is also made of unconditional love. It's perfect. We just maybe don't see it when we're in our fears, But when we're in unconditional love, we can look around without any of these conditional love laws and just see that the world is free and that we are free, and we set everyone else free from our little policing of our conditional love laws. Because when you have yourself under the law, you make sure everyone else, by golly, is going to live up to those laws too. I don't care if you disagree with mine. I don't care that yours are different than mine. You're going to obey mine. Stress, peace, and love. So you can focus on balancing your sacral chakra. And there's videos out there too, if you even just search on YouTube and just balancing navel or sacral chakra. There's meditations and stuff out there too. Tons of stuff. All right. Next, what I wanted to do, I'm going to pull a card here from this Angel Guide Oracle by Kyle Gray and just get some advice from our angels and see what else they would have to say for us. Look, and you got orange cards for the orange chakra. All right, angels, what additional information would you like? Those that chose the first reading, please. The Angelite stone. What additional information do you have? These might get really obvious. Okay. Ask and receive. I asked and I received just now. So this one is for you. It says ask and receive. And I love that this is orange here as well. I'm going to put that right there so you can see it. And we'll read from the book here. So the message says, ask and you shall receive. Your angel guide wants you to know that help is available. You're being encouraged to shift your perception and recognize that equal of circumstances, a miracle is possible. Whatever miracle you need, it is available to you now. Your angel guide is encouraging you to recognize that you may have been blocking support by saying no to the things you wanted to say yes to, and asking you to change that now. When you begin to say yes to the experiences that light you up, you usher increased levels of support into your life. You may feel that your prayers aren't being heard, but this isn't true. Angels have heard you and are suggesting you take time to assess where in your work or relationships you may be creating barriers to success. Relationships, right? When you are open to seeing and doing things differently, you will experience the answers and miracles you need. You're being encouraged to pray from a space of gratitude now. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you will align your energy with the miraculous. Heaven is encouraging you to welcome support in all areas of your life. Beautiful. Love that. Yeah, relationships, like it says, this is focusing on your relationships. I also want to pull a card here from the Native Spirit. That's by Denise Linn. Get some more guidance here. Just see what you can focus on to help transform those, like it mentioned in this Ask and Receive card. Transform your beliefs about what is supposed to be, release those, and it opens up the whole world of possibilities. When you don't put the Creator in a box, your boxes don't get crushed. Because the Creator can't fit in a box, right? All right. Creator, what else would you like those that chose reading number 1 to know? And how to transform their stress, what's stressing them out, into joy and peace and love and laughter. Okay. Ooh, pretty. So the Great Mystery. I love this card. The Aurora Borealis. So let me put that here and let's see what messages come with that card. It says, have faith and know that you're divinely guided. even when you have doubts. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Believe! You've planted your seeds, now allow the Creator to do the rest. Even if you can't see into the future, have faith that the path will be illuminated and go forward. If you have any reoccurring challenges, turn them over to the Creator. Not my will, but thy will be done. And your native spirit wants you to know that many native cultures refer to the Creator as the Great Mystery. I love that. It's the idea that Great Spirit is so vast and profound that in many ways it's unknowable. Faith is the foundation of the ability to manifest. Everything was created because someone believed that it was possible. And patience is absolutely crucial in the application of this principle. Trust. Change can happen in a heartbeat, but some things require time. You've planted the seeds, now give them time to grow. Please be patient and know that it will happen. Whatever receives your care and attention will flourish. I love that because the Great Mystery is the Creator, and that's this unconditional love here. So I just really feel, the green is also a color of the heart chakra. So, getting to the heart, getting to the Creator's love. It gives a little journey too. It says, if you just planted some seeds in your garden today, you wouldn't go out tomorrow and yell at them because there wasn't any fruit yet. So don't dig up your seeds of faith. Remember this mantra. It's happening. Repeat this phrase periodically, especially if you have doubts, and keep going. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. So some of your stress could be coming around, again, we get caught into the future. I'll be happy when this thing happens. So I need that to happen now and now. But you can question what conditional love law, our idea of success is written on our conditional love law, eternally long scroll. And so you can question, what does success mean for me, and to say, what is it that I feel needs to happen before I can be content and happy? And you'll find answers there. And then I'm going to end your reading with the Whispering Woods. Just a little extra message here. And see, what final message do you have for those that chose reading number 1, please? Okay, this one really wants to be seen here. I love this. Light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. They always say you can't see, the tree because of the forest, or the forest because of the trees. And what I saw with this is a vision of looking up. Look beyond the tree trunks, the tree leaves. Look past to the sky. Look higher. Look higher. So for this reading, I really feel it's looking up in between the space, in between the trees. Don't get caught up in the things that are, right there. Just look higher and know that you are unconditionally loved, and that no matter what happens, that you are one awesome frickin' spice cake, even without the frosting, the cherry, or the whipped topping. So I hope this resonated with you, brought a little bit of peace, a little bit of zen into your moments right now. And if you did, I always appreciate any likes, shares, subscribes. Any of that does help out my channel, and it's free. It helps spread the word of love and peace out there. So if you want to do that, I greatly appreciate it. But I wish you all the best, all the love, peace, joy, and laughter you can handle. And we'll catch you next time. Love you. All right, for those of you that chose reading number 2, the beautiful white crystal quartz heart, then this is the reading for you. I'm going to put that up here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off pulling a card here from an oracle deck that I'm working on with the Creator, and this will just give us an idea of what is stressing me out or stressing you out, since this is the reading for you. And we'll see, first of all, we of course thank the Creator and all our angels and guides. Okay, well, they're already bringing the message in, but we do thank you for your unconditional love, and we thank you for the messages and for being here with us. So they wanted you to know this. Oh, okay, well, here we go. So what is causing you stress? Panic! I'm on fire! What I love about this, though, I mean, when we go into any kind of fear, we go into fight or flight mode, right? And so that panic feeling that we have, that stress or that anxiety that we feel is because we're fearing something, obviously. But what I love is that the Creator gives us advice here on the bottom, which is stop, take some deep breaths, and instead of reacting, we can respond. And so this is a good awareness. You can use that panicked feeling as a signal that you are in fear. That I've used that. Feelings are flags that something can be looked at, like a fear can be looked at. If it's an uncomfortable feeling. If it's not of unconditional love and joy and peace and all those happy feelings, then it's a fear, and that's at the root of anger, feeling sad, and everything in between, all of those, right? So feeling panicked can be that indicator, like I said, to bring calmness to your body and to kind of step out of that fight or flight, taking deep breaths, take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and then slowly, let it out, and you'll actually feel your heart start to slow down, and you'll feel your brain come back to normal. You'll feel sensibility come back. You don't feel like you need to run or fight. You just come to this place of calm where you can make calm, clear decisions and respond instead of reacting out of fight or flight with that. So let's dig a little deeper into here and see what additional information we can find out about what is at the root of the panic. Since that was a minus 29, 9 plus 2 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, and since it's a minus, I'll take 2 from the bottom of the deck, unless a card makes itself known out of this deck. So let's see what we got going on here. What additional clarification do you have for those that chose the crystal quartz heart, please? One more time. Okay, so 2 from the bottom, that's 1, and that'll be number 2. Okay, so you got new moon here. What I love about the new moon is the moons go through cycles all the time, right? But at the new moon, we feel that we're in a dark time because there's no moon at night, and so there's hardly any light at all. It's almost pitch black outside. And so these are times where we feel we've been left alone, left abandoned, that our dreams have left us, because the full moon is when we think that's something that we want to move toward. And so, light comes, and then eventually it's the full moon, and then it goes back, and then there is, the light leaves us. The new moon, though, is the exciting thing is that we get to decide what to do in the darkness. Sometimes we need an absence of all those things in our life that we think are supposed to make us happy. And when those things get removed from our life, that's when we go into panic, and we're like, no, what am I going to do now? Who am I? What's next? What am I supposed to do? But what's great is that there's stars in the sky. And so we only see the stars when it's dark out. During the day we can't see it because the sun is outshining them all. But in the darkness, you get to shine. You get to really discover who you really are, as long as we're looking higher and we're looking past and not focusing on that, we don't have the moon. Because whatever we focus on grows. So if we focus on that it's dark, then we go into the fear mode, we go into the victim mode, and we go into focusing on what we don't have. But when we look beyond that and go, look, but we have the stars, so even in darkness, we can see, kind of a silver lining, but it's a bunch of silver dots, all in the sky that we can see, and there's constellations, and that there's meaning out there. So I really feel what is at the root of the panic is that you feel you've lost something, and you feel something is happening to you. But one of the things that you can transform that is by asking yourself, well, first of all, believing that life happens for you, that you chose to experience your entire life, that you came down to your experience. It's like an improv play where there's all these events that you chose to have happen when you came down here because you wanted to experience who you were by experiencing who you're not. So you wanted to experience all these uncomfortable emotions in this fear amusement park. You wanted to ride all the rides. So, knowing that life happens for you is, the huge start there. But then knowing that no matter what happens in all those situations, that you are the only one that gets to choose what it means about you and for you. What puts us into the fear mode is that we're taught that when someone cheats on me, it means I'm not worthy. If I lose my job, it means I'm being punished for something. If I get sick, it means I did something wrong. So we have all these supposed to's that happen out there that put us into this panic mode because it's igniting that fear in us that we're not worthy, that we're less than. That's something, when these things get taken away from us, that I deserved it somehow and I'm being punished. So we'll dig more into here. So if you're feeling panicked, stop, breathe, as we dig a little deeper. Now we're going to look into some tools, like a tool that can help transform these emotions into, from fear and panic into peace, unconditional love, joy, and laughter. And since this was a number 1, I'll take one from the top of the deck, unless the card makes itself known here as I shuffle. What else would you like? Pile number 2 or reading number 2 to know today about what is stressing them out? All right, so we're going to take one from the top. Yep. I am unconditional love. And I love this because this is a part of a 4-part meditation, which I'll link in the description box below. And it starts out by saying that I am unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And once that drops down and fills us up, and it fills up our heart, we realize not only am I unconditionally loved, but that I am actually made of unconditional love. I am unconditional love. And what we search for in life, this emptiness that we feel, you always hear that there's a hole in our heart the size of God, the size of Creator. And whenever we put a pebble into the Creator, even though when you have it up close to you, like this, if you have this stone up here, it looks really big here, but when you go and you put it into the little thing, it becomes really, really small and tiny, and it doesn't even make a dent in that hole, and it even makes that hole seem even bigger because we have a new perspective when all these little things from the outside we're trying to fill, our heart with. But the only thing that's going to fill us up is that unconditional love from our Creator. And until we connect with that, external things will always disappoint us because they're all temporary and they're not eternal, so they never last. I would say it's like eating Chinese food. You may consume something going, oh, I'm full, okay, I'm hungry again already. But the only thing that fills us is the unconditional love of the Creator, and realizing that we are unconditional love ourselves. So let me put that over here. And I love that that's a 19, which 9 plus 1 is 10, and 10 plus 1 is 1, so it's another 1 for us here. What I'm going to look at next is what planet in our solar system is helping us as being our teacher through the situation that we're going through. And so we'll take a look at that. And again, because it's a 1, if a card doesn't make itself known, then I'll take 1 from the top once I finish shuffling. Okay. All right, what teacher is helping us through this stressful time? What are you trying to teach us through this time where we're being stressed out? Okay. We'll take 1 from the top. And it's lovely, lovely Neptune. And I love this because Neptune likes to teach us, likes to bring heaven to earth. It likes to bring us this higher spiritual principles and awareness. It's a light that guides humanity. It's a bridge between fantasy and reality. And it really asks you, what do you believe in? So what I love is that what Neptune is teaching, you during this time is it's just questioning your foundation. Something that's been taken away from you makes you think, when your foundation gets rattled and something that you thought you were supposed to have, you don't, you panic and you're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? But it makes you think. And when you breathe, stop, breathe, and respond, when you're able to get into that quiet place, then you can question your beliefs about, why do I believe that's supposed to happen? Why do I believe that when I don't have that it impacts me? Where does that come from? And is it true? And you can dig into that. I love that, Neptune rules over Pisces, which is here. So if there's a Pisces in your life, or you have Pisces in your chart, then that's just an extra message for you that this is, for you. What I love to do with this card here is find out where Neptune is in your birth chart. And if you don't know, then if you go to astro.com, and I'll put instructions down in the description box below. But if you go to astro.com, you can find out what house your Neptune is in, and that tells you what piece of your life it's influencing, and it can just be some extra information for you as well, because just can bring some extra clarity. Okay? Right, and since that was a 31, 3 plus 1 is 4, so when this final stack here, I will take 4 from the top, unless a card makes itself known. And this one is going to be, what chakra, what spiritual energy center in your body can you focus on to help transform, this stress for this situation into unconditional love, peace, joy, and laughter. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. All right, and your chakra is all of them. What I love about this is it's just saying balance. Balance is key. You might feel like there's different areas of your life are out of balance, and it can be different areas that you just need to come to this calm place, and you might feel like you're just on all different levels feeling out of whack. There's a lot of different ways that you can balance your chakras. Doing this 4-part meditation has really helped me. And there's also tons of YouTube videos if you want to look at balancing your chakras and see what resonates with you specifically and what jumps out to you on there. But I really feel, since this was the red chakra here, you can kind of maybe focus in, start with the root, and then just see what else comes to you as well. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is get some additional guidance here. I'm going to pull a card here from this angel guide deck and see what our angels have. any extra information for us? All right, what additional message do you have for those that chose? Okay, there we go. Yep, I love this. Trust the universe. No matter what kind of, chaos seems to be going around you like a hurricane, come to the eye of the storm, connect with the Creator, and know that everything happens for you, not to you. Trusting the Creator is not only trusting that life is unfolding perfectly, but that timing is also, got to trust the timing, not just trust, what you're having, but you don't have, but trust that the Creator has everything unfolding in perfect timing too. The book here talks about, although challenge now, trust the universe. There's a reason for some of the experiences you've been going through recently. There are no coincidences in life, and everything is unfolding perfectly according to the divine plan. Positive opportunities are coming your way. Trust in the process and the path that you're being led down. You will know it is the right path when you experience synchronicities and other signs and wonders. These are messages reminding you to trust the universe. There is no such thing as chance. All is well. All is guided. If you lose an opportunity, or feel you've been shut down, know that this is the work of God and angels and is right for you. If you're wondering where you go from here, know that when you ask the universe for a sign, it will show up the moment you are on the right path. You're being guided by your angels to stop questioning everything that is occurring at this time and let in the miraculous support you deserve. Trust that you are deserving of good experiences because you are, and the universe will deliver them to you. Perfect. I love that. It goes right in line with, you feel something's been taken away from you, and you feel that full moon experience. The light is left and you're like, feeling empty. Just trust that everything is happening and unfolding for you. And I'm going to pull a card here from the Native Spirit. I love this deck here too, just to get an extra information. So we can use all the clarity and information down here on our little adventure. Stop and take a deep breath. Keep breathing. Something that I used to do that they just brought back to my mind is I'd get so busy and so distracted at work that I would be totally out of the moment all the time. So I put a little alarm on my phone, like just a vibrating alarm for every 2 hours, and it just said, breathe, come back to now. And it would go off and it'd be like, who's calling me? And I'm like, oh, that's right. And I'd take a deep breath and come back to the moment. And 5 minutes later, I'm back out into the, hustle bustle. And then, the alarm would go off. I'd come back. And it was nice because at least it was a break of 2 hour increments of, being kind of stressed, instead of 8 to 10 hours, of being stressed. So it was nice. And then eventually it changes your habit where you start being in the moment and start just breathing deeply as a habit. So a little extra there. All right. Native Spirit, what do you have? Great Spirit. What additional message do you have for those that chose card number 2? Get 2. Look at you. Okay, the first one that came out is Warrior of the Heart. Love the polar bear. So we'll read that one really quick here, see what message the polar bear has for you. You have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. Be impeccable in all of your actions. No matter what others believe, the Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth. Speak up for yourself. I love that. Speak from your heart rather than from your panicked mind, right? So your native spirit wants you to know the greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies lay down their weapons rather than fight. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away, but there are also times to stand up for yourself and those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that. Fear less. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. You're a light bearer for others. So you're a light in their darkness as well. The journey for this card is list everything that you're afraid of. Then next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does that fear cost you? Then make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. And I love that. It's good guidance for when we were talking about take a deep breath, come to that place of calmness and question your fears. A great way to do that. I love that for you. And then you also have Spirit of Air. Love that beautiful blue. And air, in like the tarot, is it's like the mind, the swords, the air. The air is all about thinking. So if you're an air sign too, like I'm an Aquarius sun, so I can totally get caught up into my thoughts. So I understand that for sure. Let me see here. I know that is in here. Sorry about that. There it is, Spirit of Air. So clarity and expansive perception of life is emerging. You're being advised to see from a higher perspective. And I love that Neptune was talking about higher spiritual principles. So seeing things from a higher perspective fits right in there. So clear out the mental clutter. Breathe, it says, all is well. Do not be concerned. The cobwebs are being cleared away. Communicate your truth. Take care of details. Pay attention and don't let things slip through the cracks. Take time to hear the truth of others. Spirit is whispering to you. Open your mind to see a situation in a new light. Your native spirit wants you to know that the Spirit of Air represents the mental aspect of your life. It's the part that has the capacity to discern, analyze, organize, evaluate, and judge. Though seemingly subtle and unseen, air is composed of the most rarefied energy fields, and we are in constant communion with the vast universe through our breath. I love this is focusing on breath. The Spirit of Air carries the energy of change and transformation, inspiration, aspiration, mental clarity, freedom, perception, communion, and communication. The element of air also allows you to see situations from a higher perspective. And this card could indicate that it's time to do some major clutter clearing and organizing. And the journey for this card says one of the most direct and powerful ways to receive messages from Spirit is through the air spirit. The Cherokee people and many other native tribes believed that the winds were messengers sent by the Creator, and they carried information from the sacred realms. When you go outdoors, notice the movement of air across your skin. Whether it's the subtlest breeze or the powerful wind of a storm, take a moment to stop and listen. Get a sense of what messages it might have for you. I love that. So stop, breathe, respond. Stop, breathe, breathe in the air, feel the air. What messages do they have for you? Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And then lastly, to end your reading here, I'm going to pull a card here from the Whispering Woods to see what final message we have. All right, Creator, what last message would you like to give those that chose pile number 2, please? Sorry, you just heard my stomach growl. It means you feel empty, that you're hungry for something. Okay, I feel like this one is wanting to hear. Yep. Adventure. Live wild and free. Free yourself from the panic. Realize this life is an adventure for you. See it from a new perspective that, like I was saying, life doesn't happen to you, it's happening for you. It's your own adventure. Wonderful. Well, I hope this resonated with you and brought you a little bit of zen, a little bit of peace, love, joy, and laughter today. If it did, I always appreciate, of course, any likes, shares, subscribes. That does help out my channel, helps me spread the word, and it's free. So I do appreciate that if you feel so inclined. But I do wish you all the love, the joy, the peace, and laughter that you can handle. And I'll see you next time. I love you. All right, and those of you that chose number 3 reading here, the little angel in the bubble. I like this. My mama gave this to me. So it's extra special. I'm going to put it back up here on my little selenite. And what we're going to do, so we're going to pull some cards here from this oracle deck that I'm working on with the Creator. We're going to just kind of find out what's stressing me out or what's stressing you out as we go through here. And I always just like to thank the Creator for your unconditional love, for being here with us today. And we also thank all our angels and our spirit guides and our loved ones who've gone to the other side, our ancestors, and any other beings of unconditional love. We welcome you and thank you for helping bring messages of love today. All right, so what is stressing you out? Let's dig in here and get some guidance so we can turn that stress into some, I really feel this one's wanting to jump out here. We can turn that stress into peace and unconditional love and joy and laughter, because that makes us feel good. All right, so you got boredom here. And what's interesting is, so this is like you've lost yourself. Like you don't know who you are supposed to be. And this could happen, this can be spawned by a lot of things. Like, whenever we define ourselves by so many external things, like what roles we play in people's lives, whether it's, mother, father, even brother, employee, all those roles that we play in life. And if things change, like it's kind of like the empty nest syndrome where, like if all your children are gone and you're like, well, I was always a mother and that's what I did and that's how I define myself, but they don't need me as much anymore. So who am I? Or you defined yourself by how you did in your job and you lost your job and you're like, now who am I without that, without my career? Or if you were, married and you were a spouse and you've lost your spouse, it can make you feel like you're no one. And so if you wake up in the morning and you're just like, ugh, I'm alive again, instead of, wow, thank you for another day of life, then you've lost your passion for life. And it's an opportunity, and this is at the root, is to, I love how the Creator on the bottom says, this is how we convert these feelings into, peace, joy, and unconditional love and laughter is reignite passion. And so with this stress is happening in your life because you're, I don't know who I'm supposed to be. What am I supposed to be doing? I just don't know. This is all about finding your passion. And these things are being pulled out of your life to make you uncomfortable to pursue that. So I have this vision in my mind, and it's about eagles. And I love this analogy about eagles because I've experienced several times in my life so eagles will, they have this craggly old nest made of twigs and branches and all that. And then they go get soft stuff like furs and, brush and cloth and all that kind of stuff. They will get to line the inner part where they lay their eggs, and that's nice and comfy and comfortable, for an egg. And then when they hatch and their little eaglets are in there, it's nice and safe and comfortable. But when they get big enough to where it's time for them to start flying and to leave that nest, then Mama and Papa Eagle start ripping out all the comfortable things to make it an easier choice to jump off the nest to fly than to remain and being pricked and uncomfortable all the time. So I really feel that a message for you is that this uncomfortable time of not knowing who you are and what to do is all happening so that you can find the passion. You can find out what really makes your heart sing. We'll get some more clarification here. That was a minus 19. When you add 9 and 1 together, that's 10. 0 plus 1 is 1. It's a minus, so I'll take 1 from the bottom of the deck, unless a card makes itself known. So we'll shuffle here and see if anything pops out for us. And if not, we'll take the bottom card. Okay, one more time. Okay, so that one is going to be your card there. And this is the You Hurt Me card here. And what this card represents is actually a 3-part manipulation process. And so this has been around since the beginning of time that tells us, or it's how we are taught to manipulate others by how people have manipulated us through our lives. And so this is the first part of a manipulation process, which is when someone doesn't get their way, our first reaction is to cry, and we're taught that as a child, right? I didn't get what I wanted. I mean, because we're taught that we are responsible for other people's emotions, like, their unhappiness is my responsibility, I've got to fix that. So that's how we get manipulated, is because we're taught, I got to fix this. And so people will act sad and hurt to get us to do what they want. Likewise, we also do the same if we're really honest with ourselves, right? I totally know. How do you know I know all this, right? Then the second step is when this doesn't work, then it's the bullying. It's becoming angry and loud and even violent to force people to do what I want you to do. Well, if this didn't work, then I'm going to go that route. And then, of course, if that doesn't work, we go to the third, which is really what we all fear, which is rejection. So we'll reject others, or we'll get rejected and get the cold shoulder, or be unfriended on Facebook, or no, they won't answer our call or our text, or like I said, if you're living in the home with them, you get the freeze treatment. I'm not going to talk to you. Yes, no, So that is the manipulation process here. So I feel at the root of this fear here for you is that you're afraid that if you don't do what other people are wanting you to do and thinking you should do with your life rather than live your passions, is you're afraid you're going to hurt other people's feelings and then maybe get bullied, have people get angry at you and ultimately reject you. So I've found in my life, in fact, this last a year ago, I left a company that I've been working for over 20 years because I just wanted to live the life that I've always wanted to live. I wanted my heart to sing, but I felt I was, doing, I wasn't living, I was existing. I was just going to work and going through the process and Friday was woohoo, but Saturday and Sunday was just preparing to go back to work on Monday, and so it's almost like coming out. When the fear of being rejected gets outweighed by that ugly feeling of not being yourself and living the life you want, when that outweighs that, it's an easy jump. But when you're still fearing more than the feeling ugly about it, you don't make that choice. So when that happens, that's when you make that choice. And you could be feeling this way because you're at that place where that balance is going in the other direction, where you're getting that courage because you just can't stand it anymore, that you want to make the leap to live your dreams. Next, we'll look at a tool that can help convert this and transform this for you as well. Since that was a 5, we'll take 5 from the top. Once the card makes itself known, like that. I love this. So this is the power of thank you. And what I love about this especially with this situation we're talking about here, is if you don't know what choice to make yet, and you don't know what to do, start with gratitude. Gratitude is a fear killer. When you start focusing on what you do have instead of what you don't have, then you start inviting more things to be grateful for into your life. And the power of thank you also, this is a fear killer. So the anxiety and that, the what's stressing me out, when we start to have gratitude, we start to grow that feeling. And because when you're in a place of gratitude, you do feel unconditional love and peace, joy and laughter. But when we're focusing on what we don't have, that's just growing that. And we start feeling uglier and uglier and uglier because we feel emptier and emptier, and we feel, less and less and less, instead of looking around and seeing what we're grateful for. So powerful tool. Something that I did with that too is I started a gratitude journal where I did it one year. I started off and I'm like, okay, for 30 days, I'm going to write down one thing I'm thankful for and grateful for, and I'm going to do it for 30 days, not repeating anything for those 30 days. Well, I reached the end of the 30 days and I loved it so much I did it for like 5 more months. And I didn't repeat a single thing. And finally, at one point, I'm just like, okay, I got it. I have this attitude of gratitude, and that became a part of my habit because every day I made a choice to write something down, and for that entire time, didn't repeat a single thing because we have so much that we can be grateful for. Right. So next we're going to see what planetary energies are your teacher for during this situation. What are they bringing in? Why are you in the stressing out classroom? And we'll see what teacher has. Since that was a 13, 3 plus 1 is 4. So we'll take 4 from the top, unless a card makes itself known and jumps out like that last one did. And one more time. Oh, okay. Yep, I love this for you. So in astrology with planetary influence, the Earth is usually not included in the astrological planet signs and in birth charts and all that, because here you are standing on the Earth and it's about your perspective. You're the one that is, the source and director of the drama as my world turns. It's like the soap opera, right? But what's wonderful about this, and I know when I first found out that I was the one that was controlling my emotions and choosing my emotions, I was a little bit upset by that. But then you realize that you are the one that chooses your emotions. No matter what unfolds, you get to choose what it means for you. You get to choose what it means about the world, about others. You are the one, out of the 7+ billion people on the planet, no one gets to decide that for you. Yes, everyone has opinions. Everyone is going to tell you what they think you should do, what that should mean, what that's supposed to mean, needs to mean, has to mean. But ultimately, you are the one that gets to choose it. So really grasp into that power and realize that you get to make your own world. You get to, not just exist, but you get to live a life. You get to choose. So I really love that for you there. And then the last deck from this one, last stack from this deck anyway, that I'm going to use is what chakra, what spiritual energy in your body can you use to help transform this? And since that was a 25, that would be, if 2 plus 5 is 7, so we'll do 7 cards unless one jumps out here for you. Oh, okay, there we go. They were been very jumpy for you. Okay, yep. The heart chakra. So focusing on, I love this because this is the energy of the divine, remembering who you really are, looking higher. How can you express unconditional love to the world? And love, because when we don't know what we want to do, because we're flooded with all these ideas of who we're supposed to do and what the right career is and purpose in life and all that is that when we connect to the unconditional love of the Creator, when we connect and realize that we are unconditional love ourselves, then we flow out, we fill up, and that love flows out to the world. And we get to choose how we want to share that unconditional love with the world. So if you feel lost and not knowing what you want to do, just think about how can you share unconditional love for the world in your own unique way. We don't need duplicates because we want uniqueness. So there's all this opportunity to do how you want to do it without fear of hurting anyone, disappointing anyone, because you are unique. You came here to do it in a certain way. That's why you got the earth, right? And so when you look at this here, so it talks about having a full heart, overflowing love, compassion, and being free from the law. The law of supposed to be, should be, have to be. And when you look on the bottom here, there's this meditation, which I will also have linked in the description box below. I have this 4-part meditation. And this is the final phase. The world is unconditional love. And how it starts out is, we connect with the Creator and realize that I am unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. There's nothing I can do to gain more of it. So, I don't have to do something special on the earth to get more unconditional love from the Creator, because it's unconditional, no conditions. So I have it all already. And unconditional also means there's no way I can lose it, because there's no condition that says you don't do this or you do this and I don't love you anymore. Full unconditional love from the Creator. So once that all flows down into us, we start filling up, and we realize not only am I unconditionally loved by the Creator, but I am made of unconditional love myself. I am unconditional love. And then you fill up with that love, like it said, overflowing love. People get the overflow of that love and how you express it to the world. And that's amazing in itself. But while you're in all that, you also get hit with this wave of unconditional love that comes back to you. And you realize, the world is actually made of unconditional love itself. The world is unconditional love. All the particles and everything here is made of unconditional love. Every actor behind these characters is a being of unconditional love. The world doesn't need to be fixed because it's perfect. It's made of unconditional love. All these rocky things are unfolding and stressing us out in this world because we fear what it means. We're told that it's supposed to be one way and it's not. But when we root ourselves in unconditional love, we start seeing the world through unconditional love, then we see it as perfect in that moment, Because we see the world not as it is, but as we are. So if I'm in fear and I feel that, I'm battling in my head because I'm thinking things should be one way and they're not, then I'm going to see the world as this battle going on out there. But if I'm in this place of unconditional love, peace, joy, love, and laughter, I look out and I see the world as that. And I can laugh and have joy no matter what's going on, because that's not real. It's just a play. It's just a movie for our benefit. It's a drama on a stage. Remembering who we really are is what transforms us. All right, going to get a message here from our angels, from this angel guide deck here. We'll see what additional messages we get. Okay, that one popped out, and I'm taking that one because it's healing energy, which goes right in with the heart chakra. Green, 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 green. And I just love not only kind of this phoenix, but the snake here, and an interesting story that I heard about it, which I didn't know about, Scorpios. So if Scorpio has something special for you, just know this as well. But so Scorpio is usually the scorpion, right? But it's one of the most powerful water energies, and it's very transformative because the scorpion can transform into the snake, which, you have the snakes that represent the, around the little medical symbol. And so snakes can shed their skins, they move their belly upon the earth and have that connection with Mother Earth energy. And they're also poisonous and can bite you, so there's some respect that needs to be had for the snake, right? But then the snake transforms into the eagle, and the eagle flies way above the clouds, and it has a higher perspective. It sees things from a different point of view. That'll still swoop down to protect what it matters to it. Like I talked about the eagle's nest, right? It'll come down and protect its children or its food, but then it'll fly back up and see things from a higher perspective again. Well, the final transformation of the Scorpio, from the scorpion to the snake, from the eagle, is to the phoenix. So it rises from the ashes, and it's, that is the huge transformation from the physical to the higher spiritual. So a nice message there for you as well. But let me read from the book here. See what your angel has to say. So angels are enveloping you in healing energy at this time. They are swirling around you, filling your body, mind, and soul with a soothing and peaceful light. They are guiding you to receive this healing energy and allow your body time to return to its natural state of goodness. Healing is actually an energy that goes beyond the body. It's the return to a natural and good state. Healing angels are placing their hands upon you and any situations that may be concerning you at this time. Know that the miracles you are seeking are unfolding before your eyes. You are blessed to receive this card today because the energy it brings will mend any breakages, wounds, or emotionally raw situations that are troubling your heart. If anything in your life is broken or disrupted, this card indicates that healing energy is being brought to it. Your angels want you to know that any prayers or calls for help and support you have sent out have been received, and that they are working on the case now. Healing doesn't happen tomorrow, it begins today. So you are guided to visualize the best and most loving outcome possible in all areas of your life. See angels of light placing their hands upon anything that may be of concern, and know that when you do this, you allow healing energy to unfold in the present moment. I love that. I love that. I also love the author of these cards, Kyle Gray. He always mentions that we are given free will, of course, on this earth, on how we choose and what we allow in our lives and not, and that the Creator and our angels and all those, that posse of unconditional loving beings that want to help us, before we come down here, we have the things we want, and they're working on that to our agreement. But we can ask them in this lifetime too, while we're here, to come into our life each day and each morning and just ask them, give them permission, ask them, come into my life today. I give you permission to work out things for my highest experience, for my highest love vibration, for this, this day. So please come into there, and just keep inviting them each day for that, because they will give you messages, they'll give you clarity, they help you out. Next, I'm going to pull a card here from the Native Spirit deck and just get any other messages from the Great Spirit. All right, Great Spirit, what additional message do you have for those that chose number 3? Reading number 3, please. Okay. You got Tracker. I love that water going through the canyon here. And I love the message of going with the flow. You know, water doesn't really resist and flow upstream, right? Water flows, you know, the path that it goes through, but it also, you know, like this canyon over time, like how powerful it is. It also can eventually erode rock and go through rock. So it'll go around it, under it and over it, but it'll eventually go through it with enough of the force with it hitting it too. Let's see what additional message we have here. So don't give up, keep going. So this card, the card meaning for this one is focus your intent and your passion. You can't make this up. Okay, so focus your intent and your passion on one thing rather than being scattered in different directions. Be single-minded in what's truly important in your life and let everything else go. Track the unseen but very real stream of energy to that which you desire. Gosh, I love this. Your native spirit wants you to know that trackers have the ability to be so focused that everything but their goal disappears. What you see around you is the result of what you focus on. When you direct your thoughts toward good, you attract positive experiences and people into your life. But when you focus on what isn't working, you create even more challenging situations, like we talked about for the power of thank you. If you aren't pleased with the direction of your life, concentrate on what you desire, not on what you don't want. To develop inner power, focus intently on one thing. Being scattered in a myriad of directions dilutes your strength. Devote your attention to your family, community, career, relationships, hobbies, or anything you're passionate about. Diminish activities that aren't essential to your goals, and it will be just a matter of time before miracles begin to occur. I love it, love it, love it. And the journey for this card says, write down how much time on average that you spend on different activities during the day. If there's anything non-essential that doesn't feed your soul, find ways to diminish it and focus on what's truly important. There you go. Boredom, reignite passion, 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 passion. And lastly, I'm going to pull a card here from the Whispering Woods to get you a final message to end your reading today. All right, Creator, what final message do you have for those that chose reading number 3, please? Okay, I feel this one is wanting to be seen here. Yep. Let go. Just like this is talking about, let it go of what doesn't bring you passion anymore. It says, enjoy the pulsing light of the firefly, but don't hold on too tight. Let go. Yep, I love it. Let go of those things that are not bringing you joy and passion, and reignite your passion. Focus your energy on what you do want, not what you don't. Well, I hope this brought a little bit of a zen into your day, and if it did, I always appreciate any likes, shares, subscribes on the channel. It does help me out, and it's free, and so I do appreciate that always. And I do wish you all the love, the joy, the peace, and laughter that you can handle, and I will see you next time. I love you. Take care.